Yo guys, what's up? Welcome back to r/idontworkherelady, where Karen mistakes a blind person for being a member of the groundskeeping crew. Also, don't forget to like the video if you enjoy my content. But now, without any further ado, let's dive right in. Airport confusion. So I work at a small airport in Germany as a security and visa agent, specifically considering US flights. I really like my job, even though it is only part-time because I'm still a student. I really like to help, even if it is technically not my job, as long as you are nice enough. So we wear blue slacks, white button-ups and ties/scarves, and the maintenance people, which are cleaning, wear bright orange stuff. Honestly, you can tell us apart very easily. I was at my desk preparing to board the Miami plane. Right behind my desk is a toilet, and a very large and tall man got out of one and came straight up to me. He sort of smirked at me and then groaned, "I need help." Me, being the jolly-go-lucky person that I am because I really like my job, smiled at him and said, "What can I do for you, sir?" That is when I noticed the pungent smell that was coming out of the toilet right behind me. I was slightly disgusted, but I kept my facial expression in place. Now the dude straight up looked me in the eye and said, "I need you to wipe up the poo in the bathroom." Me, still being in customer service mode, just said, "Okay, I will call someone from maintenance right away." The guy looked at me and said, "Stop being lazy and do your job. I know you work here. Go get your cleaning supplies and start going." Me, now slightly irritated, "Sorry sir, but I'm actually not maintenance. I'm a visa agent, but I will call maintenance right away, just as I said." The guy almost yelled at me, "Go do your job." That was where I stopped being nice. Now I am a security agent, but I'm not a security officer. I'm not allowed to touch him, but I am allowed to deny his flight if I fear that he could be a threat to flight security. So I told him, "Sir, please refrain from that language. I will call someone from maintenance and I will make sure that the bathroom is clean again. Please behave yourself or you won't be able to make the flight today." The guy got really red in his face and I kind of feared that some artery in his fat-embedded brain would burst. But he eventually just spat out, "Wipe it up." I just smiled and waved over the nice guy from the federal police who has to stay with us the entire time, and I declared that his flight will be denied for security reasons and that he is to leave the security area of the airport immediately. The guy got even redder, and before he could say anything to me, the police officer asked him to please follow him. To his credit, the guy did without complaining. Everything went well, we did not even have a delay. But seriously, F that guy. Guys, do you have any colleagues in your workplace that love to command other people around? Please tell us in the comments if you have something interesting to share. Once again, I'm blind, not busy. I posted on here once before about someone grabbing my arm at a grocery store as a teenager. That was a long time ago, but I've had a new experience more recently. I've only been at my new place for a few months, but I live a short distance from a grocery store. Since I cannot drive, it's nice to be able to get to the grocery store and get fresh produce without even having to cross the street. That's even nicer since I'm legally blind. I used to travel with a service dog, but he retired due to old age. So now I'm back to working with a white cane. There is a lot of different white canes out there for blind people. Some of them fold up like a tent pole, others are spring-loaded and extend like a telescope, and others are just a long piece of plastic with a simple handle. When it's warmer outside, I use the long plastic one because it's very light and easy to use, even if I have something in that hand. Ultimately, the job of this cane is to keep me from running into something while I walk down the short pathway from my front door to the grocery store. Obstacles along that path could include traffic cones, storm drains, mailboxes, parked cars, and other stuff that you could encounter and accidentally walk into if you cannot see well, like me. I'm on my way home from the grocery store, a large bag of groceries in one hand and my cane in the other. As I'm walking, I'm tapping my cane on the ground in the approximate spot that my foot will be landing in the next step. There's no sidewalk, but there's a pretty wide slanted gutter thing that is nice enough to follow and get home. All of a sudden, I hear someone yell from across the street,
"What are you doing?"
Figuring that no sane person would question the motives of a blind guy just walking down his driveway, I just kept going. I hear footsteps and the person who shouted gets in front of me and I almost run into them. Once again, they ask in an accusatory manner what the hell I'm doing. "I'm just going home," I said.
"Are you spraying or something?"
The crazy lady asks. "No, I'm just walking home," I repeat.
"Then what is that thing for?"
She says. "This?" I ask, holding up my cane. "This is a cane."
"Are you with the groundskeeping crew? Then why are you even here?"
She gestures wildly. "For the third time, lady, I am walking home." At this point, I walk past her and go home. I make sure to lock my door in case she tries to follow me. Once again, I'm left wondering how sighted people can be so blind to the world around them. And I'm just gonna steal the comment of Danny Dale posted 1 year ago in that thread. Any further harassment from her, and it might be worth, at the time, forcing her to become intimately familiar with the ceiling tile patterns of the nearest courthouse. But either way, guys, there's one important thing I have to ask from you. If you could click the little bell right next to the sub button and then click on Receive All Notifications. This will make sure that you won't miss any of my videos and that would help me out tremendously. Sorry for the interruption, let's continue. I don't work here and don't you dare touch me again. Hi, I don't work here lady subreddit, how's everyone today? Okay, one could say I am a model former retail employee. I am polite, I have the patience of a saint, this is important, I know how to crack jokes, and I willingly engage customers and I tend to know what I'm talking about. I was at local grocery chain in an extremely small town, 2,500 people basically, and almost everyone knows each other. I am friends with quite a few employees. Now I know I still ooze the retail vibe and most of the time, if I can help, I will, as long as the person is polite. Well, today I was in a pretty big rush to get in, get out and get cooking. And I'm cruising the aisles when I see Mark. Mark is a chill guy who moved up so he could raise his daughter in a more wholesome setting. He works there and is stocking. I take maybe 30 seconds to say hi, ask how his wife and daughter are and carry on. Typical small town way. About 5 minutes later, I am a couple aisles down and I hear a woman's voice. I cringe internally because it's the soccer mom voice. Let's call her Karen. Karen is pretty obviously a tourist and a bad kind to boot. Karen,
"Hey you!"
I look around, no one else is around. Me? Karen?
"Yeah you! What are you, stupid? Where's the clams?"
Now that is an interesting question. This store has a limited seafood department, so your best bet is canned or jarred. There's 2 aisles with canned goods and 1 with jarred. It could be on any of them and I wouldn't know for sure as I'm not a big seafood eater, I just want her gone, so I tell her the aisles and move to continue on my way. Karen snaps fingers twice.
"You take me!"
Me? I don't work here. Karen,
Obviously you do. You knew that guy in the bread aisle. Don't try to get out of helping me because it's your day off.
Me? I do not work here. Karen,
"So I have to get the manager?"
Me? Go ahead and see if I care. I turn to walk off again and she grabs me by the effing shoulder. Karen,
"You're waiting here."
I slapped her hand off my shoulder so hard it knocked some stuff off the shelves. Me, I actually got annoyed. I lasped into my thick southern accent, and sorry I cannot do that accent. "You listen and you listen well. I got patience for days with your type. But so help me if you touch me again, you will face a wrath kin to no other, you hear? I don't effing work here and I never have. I'm just a polite person unlike yourself. Find your own damn clams, will ya?" She just stood there in a sort of shock while I walked off. I saw her as I was checking out, talking to the store manager and throwing a hissy fit when, I assume, she found out I in fact did not work there. When I got home, I was teased about my accent until I managed to get it back under control. This whole touching a stranger is a big no-no anyway, but I suppose if people have something like PTSD, a situation like this would be even worse for them. But yeah, let's continue. Oh, and before I forget, if you have watched until here, please post some stars in the comments to let me know that you are one of my awesome loyal subscribers.
Sir, I need you to put that baby down.
I swear, I have a ask me to help you look because I get this on a regular basis. I am at wonderful Wacky Mart with my wife and 1-year-old daughter. We stopped in for a few items we needed for dinner, and one of them being marshmallows. I am wearing sandals, cargo shorts and a green t-shirt with a skull on it, not any of the colors that the store employees wear. My wife grabs the store brand bag of marshmallows, but it's actually the name brand, which was just faced in the store brand spot. So I squat down while holding my daughter and search for the store brand because it's the exact same thing but $2 less. I find it and we move on our way. Then I go back because I forgot to get brown and white sugar. So I take my daughter with me back to the baking aisle. A woman who had been in the aisle previously is still there. To give you a picture of this chick, mid-30s, looks like she's had a few kids, and she also looks like the type of mother who got married and had kids way too early and is now trying to go back and relive the early 20s that she feels she missed out on. She's got yoga pants on, but has no business even owning any. Her shirt is bedazzled and she's got one of those short haircuts where the hair in front is longer than the hair at the back. And she's literally wearing a purple sparkle fedora. Because of this, we will refer to her as PF for purple fedora. So I am getting this sugar, right? And she comes up to me and tells me she needs me to get something for her. I look at the 10 pounds of sugar in one hand and the 20 pounds of baby in the other arm and tell her, sorry, I've sort of got my hands full here. PF:
I saw you help that other woman. Now help me.
Me? My wife. You saw me help my wife. PF:
Well, I'm more important than her because I'm a customer.
Me? What makes you think you're more important to me than my wife? You are a stranger that I've never met. PF:
Because I am a customer.
Me? So am I. PF:
No, you work here. Now put that baby down and help me.
And then I just walked away to very unmotivated threats about managers and being fired and calling corporate. Fast forward to the self-checkout and she's in line behind us. We go to the next available register and I hear her asking the guy in charge of the self-checkout,
Does that man with the baby work here?
To which the guy wearing the khaki pants, blue polo and yellow store vest says, No, why would you think he works here? He's wearing shorts and a skull t-shirt. She turned visibly red and my wife and I laughed hysterically for the remainder of our time checking out. You know, these stories really feel good if Karen in the ending feels ashamed or at least gets embarrassed. And I mean, what kind of employee in a supermarket would hold a baby while working? Ma'am, you need to back away. So back in the day, I worked for an armored car company. We serviced a lot of big box retail stores. I was on my usual route and this was the beginning of holiday shopping season, so all of the stores on my route were packed. I go in the front, customer service manager waves and radios his manager that I'm here. It's a normal stop for me, I know where to go. On one side of the store was the office. That particular day I was both making a cash drop and pulling cash to take back. I stand outside the office and wait for the store manager to make her way over. So while I wait, I pull out my scanner and start entering info and the like. Not 30 seconds in, I hear an irritated
Excuse me.
Now for reference, I am in a store where the employees wear red. I am in mostly black, as in black boots, polo, even still wearing my aviator sunglasses. And, very obviously, a police-style duty belt with a large holster that very visibly contains a firearm holding a sealed black bag with the company's name on it. I look up and it's a middle-aged woman and I kid you not, she has the typical
I want to speak to the manager
haircut and SM for suburban mom from here on out. This is the shorthand version as this was a few years ago. I look up from my scanner at her and say, Yes? Soccer mom?
The advertisement said you had toy on sale today, but I cannot find any. Can you check for me?
Me? Sorry ma'am, I cannot help you. There should be an employee here somewhere. SM, visibly irate.
What do you mean you can't help me? I shop here all the time, and you can't be bothered to check for a toy for me? Why do you even have that thing then?
Me? Ma'am, I need you to calm down. I cannot help you. SM, maximum over Russell.
Fine, I will do it myself then.
She proceeds to try and grab my scanner. The second she makes her grab, I drop the bag in my right hand, take a half step back, grab my pistol and pop the surper open. The holster has a piece of plastic that I have to depress in order for the top of the holster to pop forward, allowing me to draw, and it makes a noticeable noise. I half draw my pistol, the end of the barrel still just inside the holster, and put on my old army voice.
Back up now.
She quickly realizes that this has gone 0 to 100 very fast. She takes a few steps back right as the manager appears. Manager, okay, what is happening? SM, pointing at me.
He wouldn't help me, and now he's threatening me. I'm calling the police. Why are you people carrying guns?
I slid my pistol back in the holster and locked it. Manager, ma'am, he doesn't work here. He's a guard for the armored car service. Manager turns to me. Manager, what happened? Me? I told her I could not help her and she tried to take my scanner, broke the arm's reach rule while I am in possession of cash, and attempted to assault me and I am within my ROE. Manager, ma'am, I can call the police if you would like, but he does not work for us. Also, if you would like, I can get an employee to help you. It dawns on this woman what she has done. SM,
Oh yes, an employee would be helpful, and I'm sorry.
Me, no harm, no foul, ma'am. Everything else is uneventful, but man, that was an intense 12 seconds. Damn, once again a Karen that even apologizes. These stories are getting more and more tame. My 3-year-old students read better than you. I always thought I would forever be a lurker on this sub, but here I am. I have never been mistaken as an employee because I am usually with other people, or if I'm alone, I have a bright purple bag on my shoulders that screams, I don't work here! Oh, how the turntables. I work at a daycare during my college breaks and our uniforms are khaki pants and a blue polo like every retail store ever. Now I teach 2 to 3-year-olds, so my days are long and hectic, which means I tend to go immediately home from work, until last Friday. I had some holiday shopping to do and I did not want to run out later, so I took the plunge and went to the store known for khakis and blue polos and or vests. That was an obvious mistake. So I go in, grab a basket and start shopping, navigating the holiday retail madness. I've got some candy, some PJ pants and a sweater in my basket when I'm standing in the shoe aisle browsing slippers for my mom. Cue the lady with an overflowing cart who I will refer to as Colossal Karen or CK. So CK flies down the aisle and comes to a screeching halt by my side. I'm blissfully unaware, looking at some fox slippers when I hear a loud
Excuse me,
and a nudge from the cart. I look up, see CK sheepishly smile and go, sorry, before scooting out of the way because I think she wants to get through.
Where are the Christmas sweaters?
She demands, frowning like she just smelled the nastiest fart. I raise an eyebrow before the obvious hits me. I chuckle and shake my head. Sorry, I know I look like I work here, but I don't. I then point to the gigantic logo on my polo, which is a very large bird with the words Flower Schools around it. Oh, but if that was the end of it, we wouldn't be here, would we? The convo that followed went like this.
Lazy kids these days. Just tell me where your Christmas sweaters are.
Me? Listen ma'am, I don't work here. I work at Flower Schools. It says it on my shirt. CK.
Stop lying and just help me.
I'm usually a very anxious and spineless person, but sometimes the angry confrontational guy inside of me pops out. This is one of those few times. Me? Look lady, my 3-year-old students read better than you. I don't work here. I work at Flower Schools. I will spell it out for you. I spelled so slowly and I could just see the realization hit this lady's face, but oh no, she's not finished. CK.
I want to speak to your manager.
Me? You will have to go to my actual job to do that. Have a nice day, ma'am. Maybe you should read more. I grabbed the fox slippers and walked away, feeling slightly triumphant at the fact that I, for once, did not cry while being verbally berated. So guys, that's the last story for today. If you enjoyed r/idontworkherelady, please tell me in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe, click the bell icon so you don't miss any of my uploads, and turn all the notifications on. And also like my video to help your boy ripe out. By the way, sorry for the begging or whatever you might call it, but lately YouTube really makes you go the extra mile, because apparently they don't care at all about small content creators. But either way, I hope you have a fantastic day and I see you tomorrow.